Don't forget you can check out the stream live every Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Central, www.twitch.tv/x_utter chaos_x. Now let's get on to the featured video. All right, guys, welcome into episode 2 here. So we've done our simming through the spring training, and we're right here at the start of the season. But one thing about contract extensions. Now, I did some contract extensions right at the beginning of the season because I knew there were some players I probably wanted to do. But you get a couple chances during the season to actually extend players before their contracts run out. And right here at the in the kind of preseason time is one time to do that. So there's a couple different things you want to look for. 3 things, as a matter of fact. So first off, we've got Iglesias here. We'll click on him. And we'll take a look at his player card, scroll over to his contract. Now, he's $3 million this year, but then after that, he's going to be a free agent. So ultimately, with a player like this, you want to determine how important that player is to your squad and whether or not you want to keep him. Because at the end of the season, now you'll have a chance to sign him at the end of the season, so I want to see what Iglesias is going to do this season. I'm not going to give him an extension now. We're just going to wait this one out. But that's going to be up to you and your team needs whether or not you like a player. He is one of our better players, but maybe there's a chance I can let him go and let a younger player with more potential come up. Or if there's some shortstop free agents at the end of the season, I can pick them. Now, the next one, and this is for some of the younger players. As you see, we've got Means here, starting pitcher. And we go over to him, and you have RNW. That's renew. So I have complete control over this player. I'm not going to offer him a new contract right now because basically he's going to have to come back and play for me. He may not like his contract, and that could hurt if he has a really good season and I don't offer him a little bit more money. But I don't have to do anything with this player, and I'm not going to do anything with this player. I'm just going to write it out. And then your third one is the arbitration. As you see, after that renewal year, you got ARB. But we'll go find a player that has a arbitration case that will be pending. And these are the more tricky ones. So you get, with a brand new player, you get a couple years where you just get to renew them. And then after a couple seasons in the majors, they're up for arbitration. So we got Alberto here, third baseman. He's making, $1.6 million this year, but he's due arbitration. So ultimately, if I don't offer him a new contract, he's still under our control, but he's going to take his case to a panel, and they're going to basically, depending on his stats and his production, they're going to award him, and we'll actually go in and look at what, if we wanted to offer him a contract, what that would mean. Because that's going to be a big part of this. I mean, he's $1.6 million right now, so if I wanted to make him an offer, if he wins his arbitration, he's going to make $2 million a year, and as you see, he's wanting a little over $3 million a year. But then, as a free agent, he's going to be worth, I don't know, I can't read it, $4 million or something a year. So this is a guy, if I wanted to hook this guy up, if I wanted to keep him in long term, I'd offer him a big contract or a longer contract now, maybe try to get him for like $3 million a year is what he's asking for. And that way I avoid the arbitration and I lock him in at a lower dollar number than what it's going to cost me if he were a free agent later down the line. And those are mainly what you're looking at on contract extensions. You basically, it's just your opinion of who you want to keep, who you want to let pass. Okay, once you start the season, the scouting becomes a thing. Now, a couple things about scouting. Ultimately, at the beginning of the season, I'm going to set mine up on auto, but you've got your 4 scouts. Now, there are things that you can do with these scouts. As you see, all of them say no assignment. And you have the ability. Now, there's a huge tutorial on this whenever you first get started, and it'll tell you everything that you can do with them. You can watch that, or I'll try to give you the gist of it here. So, none of these guys have an assignment. You can go in and say, look, I want them to look for pitchers. I want to look at catchers. I want to look at infielders, outfielders. And then traits that they have, power, speed, fielding, and then what region you want them to go, and you can send them out on an assignment. But for the start, I'm just going to let it auto take over. Now, a couple ways you can sim in the season. I don't know, we'll go a little bit more in depth on scouting here. When the first day of the season, scouting report finally comes out. And what you're going to see, all these with the blue little those are your blue chipper players. You automatically get full scouting reports on them. As you can see, most of these guys are 80 potential. But if you look, it tells you when they're expected to be at the major league. They're all like 2024. So it's like 3-4 years down the line. So a lot of the ones they give you on, those are like surefire things, but they're not going to be available to you for several years. So what I want to do is I want to find, and I will send my scouts out. I'm going to look at what year they're going to be available to be in the majors. So since next year is the first year they'd be eligible, I'm looking for the ones that say 2021. And rather than sending these guys out to search certain regions, you can assign a scout to give you a report on an actual player. And ultimately, you're going to eventually have to assign those scouts to give you the full in-depth report on another player. Now, you can, if you set it on auto, I'm sure they'll give you some reports back. But, I mean, this is where you get to pick who you want them to scout. And that's how you're going to find the guys that are going to be able to come up right away. As far as what I'm doing for the season, a couple different ways to sim. As you see there on the pitchers Yankees, if I hit square, it's going to sim just that game. It kind of gives you the results of the game, the player of the game. And this is a slow approach. 162 game season. it's slow because you got to then advance the day. And if there's a day off, you got to advance the day again. And I've actually gone through and backed out of seasons without saving and lost a lot of data before on this. But you're more in control doing it this way. You're going day by day. Injuries come up. You can make the moves. Blah blah blah. This move this guy here, move this guy there. The other way of doing it is going up to the calendar mode, and then you can move it as far as you want. I typically will do a week, and I'll say, so I'm going to say advance to the end of this week. Now, when you do it this way, I have crucial moments turned on, and as you see, a crucial moment pops up. I'm going to let this audio play out, and I hope you enjoy.
We'd like to welcome those of you just tuning in on the show. You're joining us at a great time. The Baltimore Orioles batting here in the bottom of the inning, looking to send these fans home happy with a walk-off win. First pitch of the at-bat. A ball and no strikes. Now action in the bullpen as their closer starts to get loose out there. One out, nobody on. Good deception on the slider there as he's way out in front. There's ball two as the slider dips below the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mancini now.
That's 3 straight sliders in a row. I'd be shocked. I would be shocked if he went to that well a 4th time. I'd be looking heated.
And he gets him to pop it up on the right side of the infield. And this is taken in for the 2nd out. And here's Renato Nunez. In previous meetings with Britain over the years, he's hitless in 3 at-bats. First pitch coming. Here it is. And he fouls this one off. Behind 0-2 now. Ready with the 0-2. This is on the ground over to first. Throw on to first, and we are going to the 11th inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Orioles. Still tied 3-3.
All right, so we got 2 opportunities to bring in a run to win the game. The way I'm playing it, I'm only taking that opportunity they give me. I'm not doing the pitching part. You know, if it goes beyond this, I'm simulating through. So we're just going to simulate through this. And we stop them right there. We go to the bottom of the 11th to the top of the 12th. And the runner gets on with an error. There's a single. He's over on third, and a single drives it in. We beat the Yankees for our first win of the season. And that's an option when you simulate. So you can be brought in a crucial situation where you get to determine how your team does. You know, but anytime I've done this, if you go day by day, that opportunity has never presented itself. You have to sim out a little bit. And if you let it sim out a little bit, the season goes a little bit quicker. You're going to move a little bit faster. It's ultimately what you want out of it. I know some of you want to play your franchise mode, and that's fine. But, you know, I want to be the GM. I don't want to be the day-to-day coach, but I will step in maybe on a chance to get my team a win. And it worked out this time. But that's all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.